Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps and close our eyes. And when you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then go back down low to touch your toes. Back up high one more time. This time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave. And then back down to touch our toes once more. And then hands on hips. And let's have a wiggle side to side. Stop. And then another wiggle side to side. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And now we'll go round and round. Give our spines a nice stretch, go round and round. And stop. And now we can go back the other way. Round and round the other way. And stop. And to finish, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So in our previous math lesson, we began learning about a whole new topic. Now, can anybody remember what the name of that topic was? Decimals is correct. Excellent. Well done, Prel. So let's write the word decimals on the board first. D, E, C, I, M, A, L, S. Decimals. Now remember when I said last time that decimals are quite similar to fractions because what they do is they represent part of a whole. So we can write that phrase again too. Part, P-A-R-T, of a whole. So all together, guys, decimals, part of a whole. Now, for example, I will show you how we can treat a decimal as part of a whole. Now, remember, a decimal will look like this. It will start with a 0. But then comes the important factor. Does anybody remember what we call this? decimal point. Excellent, well done. This is what we call decimal. I-M-A-L-P-O-I-N-T. And then what comes after the decimal point is the number that represents the part of a whole. So for example, here we have the decimal 0.2. Now how do we represent this in a shape? For example, we can draw a circle. Now how many parts do we need to our shapes with decimals? 10, correct, well done. So we'll always need 10 parts. 4, 6, 8, 10. And then, how many parts of our shape will we call it? 2 is correct, because the 2 is represented as the part of a whole. 1, 2. So you can see that the decimal that is represented here in the number 0.2, but then it's also represented in our diagram as 0.2, because we have colored 2 parts of a whole. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw some decimal numbers on the board and then have students come forward and demonstrate their understanding by designing the circles. Well, first of all, I need to clean the board. So let's see, our first decimal we will use 0.5. Now let's see who can correctly work out how to put this into a diagram. And first of all, we will go with Prel. So Prel, come and join me at the front, please. In fact, Prel, what colour would you like, black or blue? Black, okay. So we've got the decimal number 0.5. And what we need is for Prel to demonstrate this in a diagram. So let's have a circle first, please, Prel. Now, as we said earlier, when we're dealing with decimals, how many parts do we need in total? 10 is correct. So first of all, we need to divide our circle into 10. Excellent, Prel. And then now you can use blue for colour. So now, how many parts of our circle do we need to colour in blue based 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, Prel. That's brilliant. So you can see that the decimal 0.5 is represented in the diagram as 0 being the whole and then 0.5 being the 5 parts of the shape that we colour in. And that's how we represent decimals on a diagram. And Prel, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Prel, please, guys. Now let's do one more before we move on into today's lesson. But first of all, I'll clean the board. So let's see, now we'll have a higher decimal. We'll always start with 0 points. Now somebody give me a number between 5 but lower than 10. 6. Okay, we can go with 6. So how does our decimal look now? Who can read that for me? 0.6. Is that more than 0.5 or less? More, yes. So let's see who can demonstrate how to do it by drawing the diagram. Now the pen is with Pat. So Pat will demonstrate how to draw the decimal 0.6 as a diagram. So the first thing we need, guys, remember with decimals, we're always dealing with parts of 10. So we need a circle with 10 parts, please, Pat. Okay, and now the circle into 10 parts. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Excellent. Okay, so now we've got our 10 parts, the 10 parts of the whole. But now for the decimal, how many parts do we need coloured in blue? 6, because our decimal is 0.6. So Pat, using the blue pen, can you colour in 6 parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So you can see how the decimal 0.6 is represented in a diagram as 0.6 parts of the whole. Pat, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Platt, please, guys. So that was a recap of our first lesson about decimals, which was an introduction. And what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to use decimals, such as this one, 0.6, and then how to write them in word form. Because sometimes when we're using mathematical calculations, particularly word problems, we'll need to understand how to write a decimal number in word form. And that's going to be the focus of today's lesson. So what we've got now is a PowerPoint presentation for our students to observe, listen to, and also practice speaking about reading and writing and also naming decimals in word form. So let's turn to look at the TV screen, please, guys. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation today, writing and naming decimals. Okay, so we can see in the picture here, there are lots of different decimals. So first of all, we can practice how to say them. We've got 0.1, 0.01, 0.001, and then some higher numbers. 3.78, 15.29. Yes. So you can see, what is the common denominator in all of these numbers? Decimal point. Yes. Any number that involves a decimal point is known as a decimal. Now, you guys probably all see decimal numbers every day. Can you think where you see them? Think about buying something. What do you notice when you see a price? What does a price have? Decimal point, yes. You will see a decimal number every day if you want to buy something. Everything that has a price has a decimal point, and that tells us how much the cost is. One whole is divided into 10 equal parts. Because remember, with decimals, we always need 10 equal parts. This is where decimals are different from fractions. Fractions can be any number of parts, but a decimal is always based on 10 parts of a whole. So as you can see here, we've got a bar divided into 10 parts. 1/10 or 1/10, because we can still use it as a fraction. You can always turn a decimal into a fraction, but we've learned about fractions already. We're now looking at the decimal. Is the same as 0.1. Remember in the last lesson when we were looking at fractions and decimals? 1/10 is the same as 0.1. Yes. This is read as 0.1. So you can see here the word form of the decimal. That's how we write in words. 0.1. Okay? So writing a decimal in word form is possible. You just need to know what words to use. Now, how about this one? How many parts of the bar now are coloured or shaded? 2. 2/10 or 2/10 is the same as 0.2. And how do we write 0.2? This is read as 0.2. So you see, every time the decimal in word form, 0 point, And all we're doing is we're changing the number that's represented by the parts of the whole. How many parts in this case? 2. So our decimal is read as 0.2. How about now, guys? How many? 3/10 or 3/10 is the same as 0.3. Or sometimes you might hear 0.3. We can use 0 or 0 interchangeably. They both represent the same digit. But for the purpose of the lesson, we'll stick to 0. This is read as 0.3 because you can see the 3 parts of the whole that are shaded. 4/10 or 4/10 is the same as 0.4. Yes. Now who can guess without looking this time? Who can tell me what it will read as? What 3 words will we use? You've seen 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. You see, all we're changing each time is the final word. 0 point is the decimal, and then the number for the parts of the whole. 0.4. 5/10 or 5/10 as the fraction is the same as 0.5. Now, what do you notice about the bar here? How many parts shaded? How many parts not shaded? 5, because 0.5 is half. If ever we have 0.5 of something, it means we have half. If I have a banana and I eat half the banana, how much banana do I have left? Half, or 0.5. Because 0.5 always represents half. This is read as 0.5. Okay, now we're going over half. What comes after 5? 6. 6/10 or 6/10 is the same as 0.6. And this is read 0.6. Now what's next? Excellent. We have 0.7. Now notice how the fraction is always using the denominator 10, because that's how many parts of the whole we have. All that's changing is the number of shaded parts. And in this case, this is read as 0.7. And then we have 8/10 or 8/10 is the same as 0.8, which is read as 3 words, 0.8. And now one more before the whole. What's after 8? 9. 9/10 or 9/10 is the same as 0.9. You see, all the time each part is added, and all that happens is that the number goes up 1 digit. This is read as 0.9. Now, 10/10 or 10/10 is the same as 1.0. Now, what can you see has happened with the decimal number? Yes, no more is the 0 before the decimal point, because now we've got one whole. When a shape or an object is whole, the number comes before the decimal point. Not 0.9, now we have 1.0. 1.0 is represented as a whole in a decimal number. This is read as 1.0. Okay? When we get to the whole, the number 1 comes before the decimal point and the 0 swaps to after the decimal point. Any questions, guys? Okay, that was excellent. Well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation about learning how to read and write decimal numbers in word form. And what we've got coming up is a flashcard activity for our students to demonstrate their knowledge and practice writing decimals in word form. But before then, guys, it's time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this stretch sequence, we'll begin with some rotations. So let's go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent, guys. And now we'll do some stretches. Let's do 5 to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. And next we'll do 5 stretches to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good, guys. Now let's have a little shake. Arms and legs, shake it out. Shake it out. And now we can take our right hand and touch our left foot. And then left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Excellent. And to finish, we can do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. And now it's time for our flashcards activity part of the lesson, where we're going to have our students pick a flashcard and look at the decimal number in digit form, and then we're going to want them to practice writing the decimal number in word form, just like they've seen on the PowerPoint presentation already. So teachers, what you'll need to do is print off the flash sheets for this lesson and cut each of the decimal numbers into different strips of paper. Fold them and place them into a bowl. And then we can ask students to come forward, pick a flashcard and write the decimal number in word form on the board. So now we need our bowl with our decimal numbers. Okay, so we have our decimal numbers in flashcards in a bowl. And the first student I would like to invite forward, Pangpon. Come and join me at the front. So Pangpon gets first choice at the decimal numbers. So pick a flashcard. Okay, and show it to your friends. So what do we have, guys? 0.5. Okay, so let me write it in digit form. 0.5. Now, Pangpon, I would like you to write the decimal number in word form, like we've seen on the PowerPoint presentation. So what's our decimal number, guys? 0.5. So Pangpon, how do we write this in word form? 0, Z, E, R, O. Excellent. And then point, P, O, I, N, T. And then our final digit, 5. F, I, V, E. Okay. Try to remember we have gaps. We need gaps between the words, but we can read it. So now our decimal number is 0.5. Okay, can you say bang bang? Excellent. High five and a big round of applause for bang bang, please, guys. So you see, this is how we have our decimal number in digit form, 0.5, and then how we write it in word form, using the words 0.5. So let's do some more now. But first of all, I'll clean the board. Okay, so now we need another student and another flashcard. And I would like to invite Nadia to come and join me at the front of class, please. Nadia's turn to choose a flashcard. So Nadia, can you choose one and show it to your friends, please? 0.8. Okay, so now we've got the decimal number 0.8. So once again, as a digit, it looks like this. But now we'll ask Nadia to demonstrate how to write 0.8 in word form. So Nadia, for you. So the first two words never change. 0, Z, E, R, O. Okay, excellent. So that's our 0. And then what comes next? Point. P, O, I, N, T. And then finally, we need our third word, the digit 8. So let's spell 8 together. E, I, Nadia, that's excellent. So you can see, once again, we've got our decimal number in digit form, 0.8, and then Nadia has demonstrated how to write it in word form. So Nadia, can you say? 0.8. Nadia, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Nadia, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. You can pause the video and do the same activity in your own classroom. And remember to choose a different student to come forward and pick a flashcard and write the decimal number in word form on the board. So we'll see you back in the classroom in around 10 minutes. And we're going to play on here now. But first of all, I'll clean the board. Okay, so the next student to come forward and choose a flashcard, Chu. Come and join me at the front, please. And now it's Chu's turn to pick a flashcard. So Chu, any flashcard that you want and show it to your friends. Okay, guys, what's the decimal number this time? 0.9. 0.9. Okay, so now, remembering the first two words never have to change. 0 point, but now the final digit is 9. So Chu will demonstrate how to write this decimal in word form. So Chu, over to you. So the first two words, 0 point. So we've got Z, E, R, O. Excellent, Chu. So that's our first word, 0. Now what comes next? We need point. And point begins P, P, O, I, N, T. Excellent, Chu. Okay, so that's the third. We've got 0 point. Now what comes next? 9. So how do we spell 9, guys? N, I, N, E. N-I-N-E. Well done, Chu. Okay, so now we've got the number in decimal digit form and also in word form. So Chu, can we say together? 0.9. And that's our number shown in digit and word form too. Chu, that was excellent. High five and a big round of applause for Chu, please, guys. Okay, let's do some more. But first of all, I'll clean the board. And the next student to come forward will be Lakdao. So Lakdao, choose your flashcard, please. Show it to your friends. 0.4, okay. So 0.4 in digit form looks like this. And what Lakdao is going to do now is she's going to show you how to write it in word form. So Lakdao, over to you. And once again, 0 point. R-O. P-O-I-N-T. And then our number this time. Perfect. Lakdao, that's brilliant. So you can see we've got 0.4 in digit form, and Lakdao has shown how to write 0.4 in word form. So let's say together 0.4, which is the decimal in digit and word form. Lakdao, that was excellent. High five and a big round of applause for Lakdao, please, guys. Let's do one more together before we move on to the worksheet. And this time I would like to invite Net to come and join me at the front of class. So Net, your turn to choose. Can you choose one from the bowl, please? And show it to your friends. Just one, only one. 0.1, okay. This is a low decimal. So once again, we have 0. What comes next? Point, and then 1. So here's 0.1 in digit form. And now Net will show us how to write 0.1 in word form. So Net, over to you. So once again, what's the first word? 0. First word, Z-E-R-O. And then what's next? Point. P-O-I-N-T. And this is where the change is. Now it's 0.1. O-N-E. Excellent, Net. Very well done. So you can see we've got 0.1 in digit form, and then as Net's shown us to do, 0.1 in word form. So can we say together 0.1? And that's how we say digits and decimals in word form. Net, that was excellent. High five and a big round of applause for Net, please, guys. And a big round of applause for everybody doing a great job. And now it's time for our worksheet activity. So teachers, make sure every student in your classroom gets their own worksheet. And what we want them to do is in the left-hand column, we've got the list of decimals in digit form. We want our students to demonstrate their understanding based on the PowerPoint video and also the board exercise to write each of the decimals in word form. But what's the first thing we need to do, guys? Write your names on top first, and then each of the decimals in word form. So give our students around 12 minutes for this activity and just help them with anything they need. So Net, this one's for you. You're welcome. Pat, here's yours. You're welcome. Nadia, this one's for you. You're welcome. Chu, for you. Prau, this one's for you. You're welcome. Bangpon, for you. You're welcome. And Lakdao, for you guys. So, names on top first of all, and then you've got all of the decimals that we've looked at today in digit form. Now it's time for you to write them in word form. Bangpon, in word form. In word form, you have to write them. 0, Z-E-R-O. Excellent, Net, 0.1. And then next we've got 0.2, correct. Notice how it's only the final word that changes until we reach a whole. Then the last one, there's a little surprise for you. Let's see if you can figure out the last one. Well done, Bangpon. 0.1, 0.2. Okay? Excellent. So 2, we've got 0.1. And the next one, 0.2, correct. So you can see for the most of them, the first two words are always the same. 0 point. We just need to change the final word depending on the number. So we've got 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. T, H, R, E, E. 3. Well done. Don't forget your O. P-O-I. For F-O-U-R. U. T-W-O. Well done, Pat. Nadia, that's excellent. So you see, each time it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. But beware when we get to 10. When we get to 10, you have to think about it, because 10 is the whole. Perfect. Well done, let go. Remember, when we get to the whole, the number shifts to before the decimal point. If it's less than whole, the number is after the decimal point. Perfect. Very well done. Don't forget your name. Perfect, Laka. Well done. Okay, so next one, 8, 0, 8, E, I, G, G, H, T. T. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet activity where they had to demonstrate their understanding of decimals in word form. And you'll notice how, for most decimals that are less than the whole, it's only the final word that ever changes, 0 point and the number. But then for the final question, we have the whole, 1.0. And that means that the number that we write goes before the decimal point and the 0 goes after. And that's all we've got time for today. So we hope you've had a good time and enjoyed the lesson. And we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Bye-bye. See you again soon.